Hello, this is Easy, and I have this utility tool. It's called the Easy ZBrush Reflection Maps 2021. This is for ZBrush. Alright, it's for reflection maps. That's the textures and also materials. Okay, keep that in mind. I will post a link below the video. There may be more than one link, so look below the video and then you can just download this. Only thing that I ask, and it is part of my agreement, there's a read me text agreement right here. You need to read this, okay? I'm not going to go over everything, but this is kind of cover myself because I did download some images and they were free and they were royalty free, okay? So I want to give credit out and kind of just give you a brief overview, but for the full understanding, you're going to need to go ahead and read this. So basically, when you up here where it's telling you basically if you download it and you like it, you can make a donation. If you don't want to make a donation, don't worry about it. You know, I work a lot on this thing, and that's up to you. It's called appreciation in my words. And another thing is right here, license agreements for hdrmaps.com. As you see right here, these are the images that came from that I downloaded. Okay, inside this are, I think, approximately over 400 JPEG images, and also I left the link in this folder and some text files. Okay, I want to give credit and I want to a big thank you to these people over here. So let's go to the next step here. I had two of these open. Here is the website, kind of promoting it for them. I'm trying to do the best I can without, breaking any rules, because I don't want to break any rules. There's difference between license agreements that are paid and some are free. And sometimes you'll get a lot of people saying one thing and another, okay? If you want to go by their agreement and license agreements, you need to contact these people, because some people have different meanings for different things. And speaking of royalty free, I don't want to see any debates about royalty free or what's right or what's wrong below the video, because it's just going to turn into, it could turn into something not so good. But anyway, thanks to these guys here. And basically what I'm saying is, go ahead. The reason why I put them in there is because it's going to give you something to kind of, play with. And the more you have, the more fun you're going to have. Okay, so basically you do whatever you need to contact them, but I like to use them for myself. Okay, and another thing is way this thing is set up. Okay, if I give this for free and let you download it and try it, anything you make off this tool you have to give for free. Free for free. Okay, that's how it works, and that's how it should work. Alright, now there's a lot of people that do sell their stuff that they make and customize their materials and their textures, and they charge for it. Okay, if you decide to use this utility tool, for my agreement, if you're going to profit, I don't see anywhere that I shouldn't profit. And all I'm asking right down here is a one-time payment of $20 or more to my PayPal. Okay, you won't be confirmed once you get it, but the stipulations: you cannot use any image in the zip file as part of this plugin. Okay, none. Okay. So if you download this and try it and start selling your materials and stuff, none of this is applying for these, because I don't have the rights to give you the rights to do anything with that. Alright, and like I said, more information, you can read up on it, but we're going to go on the next step. Like I said, the link's going to be below the video if you want to download it. And what you'll do is you will download it, and this will be this zip file here. Extract it, then you'll have a folder just like this right here. Alright, pay attention. There's going to be some setup that I'm going to do right now, and I got ZBrush open. One thing that I'm going to do, this is not really necessary, but I'm going to open up this folder here. It's called Reflection Maps. Double click it and open it. Now I'm on Windows 10. If you don't see the icons in most operating systems, if you right click in a blank spot and you press view by large icon, then we're going to be able to see this. As you can see, I have ZBrush down here that I'm getting ready to open. Okay, instead of me hiding this and open up ZBrush, I need to leave this open. I'm going to show you why. So if I open up ZBrush, and what we're going to do is we're going to use see-through. Alright, and the reason why I do this, because this script's got some do's and some don'ts, and I'll explain that as I go. It's not bad, and trust me, things are going to start getting better as the video goes, so bear with me. The reason why is you minimize this right here with this button, and you look in that folder, because that's probably one of the first things you're going to want to do when you start seeing materials being made. And the other do's not, so don't do that. The thing this script hates, it hates when you mess with anything that has to do with the half, the actual, any of these buttons up here, okay? And it really hates this frame mesh. Alright, don't touch none of these buttons. So basically what we'll do, this is not a plug-in, this will be loaded from the desktop. Okay, we're going to load here, go to my desktop, and we're going to locate that folder. Then you're going to see this easy reflection maps.zsc. This is going to be the load one right here. So we're going to go ahead and load this, and we're going to go ahead, and then we're going to have an option to see 3 buttons. Okay, then you see the version this is. Okay, now for prep, I'm going to go to texture, import, and I'm going to go to these hdrmaps.com, and I'm going to load in a very few. And the reason why I say very few is because there's 400 in there. You don't want to go loading 400 in there, I guarantee you. So we're just going to select a few. I'm going to right click to select just these selections here. Alright, the rest are unselected. We're going to press open. Now just wait till it completely loads. You go clicking around, it's going to freeze up on you, especially if you try to load them like more than 100. You go to the texture right here, you can see a list of them. Alright, you can press the R right here to kind of minimize that list so it's not so bulky. The next step is this is the first thing, and this is a must. If you don't do this, it's not going to work, period. We're going to click here, and you're going to notice your interface is going to change, and you're going to get this pop-up. You're going to go through it twice, and I'm going to press always OK, and I'm going to press it again. You notice I got a reflection map here, and I got a save button. Alright, what the save button does, if you press it, the material that you see here on the left, the MP001, well, what you want to do is you want to save all your materials in the material folder. Okay, and then we have the save texture at 512 by 512, and save texture, well, it's just the reflection maps on 1024 by 1024. They will be stored in here. As you make them, you'll be able to see. Alright, with that said, I'm going to give you a general idea how this was made and why I made it. Okay, so basically, like I said, a lot of people, they like to sell their materials. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to switch material now and show you how this thing is kind of made. Alright, so we can see better. Now as you notice, this matte cap right here, red, it appears it's like a sphere, and also looks like there's a plane in the background. Okay, well actually, you'll notice the lighting up on the top of this appears to be a plane, and down here they're 2 different shades. Well, with a regular 3D plane, you're not going to get any reflection. So basically what I use to make this is used a Sphere 3D, and I use this tear in here. I believe this is for landscape. Alright. So basically what this does when I press 512 by 512 is going to make this material. First thing it's going to do, okay, I'm going to show you, and this is not meant to be touched at all, okay? So I'm going to show you, and just don't do what I do. But if I put my cursor down here and Control Shift click, before I do, when I press this, it's going to take a snapshot of this image and save it to that folder. Then if I click here, here's that Terrigen here, and it's going to take a snapshot of that one and send it to that folder. If I do it again here, then it's going to take a snapshot. It's going to give you 3 images. So basically, if I select here, remember, I already had 3 preloaded. You'll have them too once you download it. And we'll press here. And if we look in that folder, you can see I got 3 images. Alright, my new ones. The best thing to do is don't be clicking any plugins. Just get in here and just, you know, follow through without having to, you know, switching things. Just pay attention to the tool itself. So with that said, for some reason that you, I don't know, mess up or anything, this tool was designed when you press this button right here that grayed out. The reason why it grayed out is so you don't accidentally click it again, and that can be annoying. That's why you cannot press it. If you want to press it again, you'd have to press the C script and reload. But for some reason you messed up and you had somehow switched over a tool and like, what the heck happened? Well, when you click this button, it automatically copied this. So all you have to do is press paste tool. Alright, that is kind of like a little helper. Never press copy, always paste tool. Another thing that it did over here, if we go down to modifiers right here, it also copied the material that it came from when you first press this button. So if I screw up and I want to get back to something to default, I just press paste matte right here, then it puts me back. Okay, but sometimes when you start jacking with these sliders, right, because we're going to be doing some editing, some of these sliders, let's say from here on up, will affect this material. Some of these settings from here on the way down will not affect that, because that's for BPR rendering. Okay, now like for these colors and these images, it works well with that. So for some reason you got going and you didn't know what you're doing and things got too bright, out of whack or whatever, and you just start going hog wild, well, just come up here and just start all over. Alright, the reason why I chose this material right here, because it's got a lot of settings in it, okay? Basically, right here where my cursor is at, down here somewhere on this one here, all the way up, will affect the material. You'll notice some of them, like from here all the way down, they won't affect the material. That's for like rendering. So if you go ahead and start, you know, messing around and you don't know why it's not affecting it, because it has nothing associated from the, you know, live view right here. So, you know, you can start doing any kind of adjustments that you want. Let's try a couple right here. And let's try. Alright, this is what I want to show you just in case you ran into this problem. Alright, I think it was on here. The number colorized right here. So basically what happens is now I got a preview of this material that is brighter than the one that's right here in the center. So basically if I see the one here on the left This is a material. This is what I'm going to get if I save it as a material. Alright, we'll locate that folder. And we'll just call this one number 4. I have been pausing video on and off, so if you see any changes, that's the reason why. So basically this is what I'm going to get. If I was to say this is what I still want, you know, I can press 512 by 512. For some reason everything gets out of whack, okay, you can come up here and press paste matte, and it'll put everything back at default. And you can load your images through here, and we'll select here's a good one. Alright, now these are pretty cool. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with these. So the one I like, we'll switch over here, is this one called the shiny one, Ma Shiny, whatever you call that. This has 2 properties to it. Alright, as you can see, right here is my image, and it's right here. And also, when I switch over to S1, watch how it changes over here, okay? Now I got something different here. So you can load something here, then you can have go to the different one here, and you can select, and you can have like a blend of 2 different materials. Alright, then you can go through here and do any settings that you want. I got some pretty cool settings. I like, oh wow, that looks awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and save that one there. You know, it's optional if you want 512 by 512 or 1024 by 1024, which is awesome. I mean, it's endless what you can do. Alright, so if we look in this folder right here, you can see as they're going along, okay, as I'm making them. This is where I'm going to tell you where you're going to have problems. Let's go ahead and switch here. As I said, and I have been doing this because I've been pausing the video, is hiding this right here and looking in here. Alright, when it starts making them, it starts at 0 through 8. Now since I did that, it's going to start overwriting all my new ones starting at the beginning and wiping them all out. At this time, for some reason you think that's going to happen or something's not going right, you can just right click these, and then you can go ahead and send these to zip. You can leave the zip file in there, it don't matter. And if you hover over the images, I don't know if you see in the video, it says 1024 by 1024 and 512 by 512. So if I open this back up and we look through here, I'm going to press red wax and watch where it starts at. By 512. There it goes. It's starting to the left and it's moving to the right. It's starting to wipe them out. We do not want that. Pay very much attention to that. What it's doing, it's overwriting them. Now I want you to keep in mind, when I go through this see-through here, I had paused the video and we're going to start all over, or press start. Because for me to pause the video and take a break, I gotta click the do not click button here, so to minimize. So that's what's causing me to have a problem right now. So let's say, hey, you know what, I would really like to see what that would look on the model that I'm going to try it on. Alright, instead of this sphere. Well, you can do that if we press import. Let's go to my desktop, and we're going to load it right here. Notice this head up here in the right corner is facing towards me, and it should always face towards me. Okay, this thing this thing might have come in at a different size. Okay, typically people would go to frame mesh. We do not want to do that. That will cause a serious problem. So what we want to do is come down here to Modified and Unify. Alright, if there's any changes, do not use a manipulator. If you need to rotate this just to, make things simple, then when you're done doing anything, unify this. Alright, now this is a low polygon model, and I'm going to show you something about that here in a second. So I want to see this on a material that I made, but you know what, when I select any material, it's just look real facet. Alright, there's two ways that you can do this, and it's up to you. You can go to geometry and start dividing the mesh, which I don't think it's the best route. I would come over here to dynamic geometry, turn that on, and this gives it a fake subdivision. Let's crank it to 4. What this material would look on the object that I'm applying a mirror material to. So if I was to switch to here, that's how that one goes. Then I can come in here and do all my tweaking and setting. It's just a ball of fun, I'm telling you. It's kind of like trial and error. You just gotta slide with the, see which does which with what. What's that? That's not too bad there. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna switch between here and let me get some of that other stuff back here. And then you get something like that, and I could sit here all day long and play with this. So, whoa, that's weird. All right, it's just pure fun. So just say, hey, I like this material, and I'm gonna show you something here in a little bit. I like this material the way it looks on this object. Okay, and this is a must. Okay, we can, I changed up the material. We can save the material, no problem. Find the material folder, and I'll just overwrite this one. What the heck? And we'll save that. This is a very important part. We do not want to ever select save texture 512 by 512 or 1024 by 1024, because it will mess up. So basically what you need to do is come over here, and we're going to press paste tool. Okay, this will bring me back to this one here. Now, I like that, so I will go ahead and save that one there. So now I know this material that I saved in that folder will apply to that model. And I'm going to show you a website that you can upload these images and display that chess piece, and it will look exactly using the same texture as in ZBrush as it does on the website. So what you see here is what you'll see on the website, and I'm going to get to show you that here in just a second. Alright, I did some tweaking, and this is the one I liked. Basically I used one of these right here. I forgot which one I used. Let's see. There it is. Sorry. This is the texture I used on this one, and that's basically what you see right here. And what's cool about it is when you come over here, and as you can see, I have a mixed one right here. I have the star kind of showing to the side here. You can turn these on and off, alright? And you can just do something like this. And another thing is, when you come over here and you start doing some settings, you can press copy the shader. Okay, this is not the same as up this right here. Remember, if I said paste matte, it'll put it back default. So we don't want to mess with that. We want to press this one here. This is the one I've been messing with a lot. So if I screw up and do something completely wrong and start clicking around, all I do is come back, everything will be back. I love this material. Definitely going to save this one, okay? It keeps on, I'm happening to find the material folder because I'm happening to pause the video, and normally it would just always go to that directory, so don't worry about that part. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll just save one at 512. Well, remember what I said. What I did is I made a mistake and I did it on purpose. Got this error right here. So you may not get this error, and you may not get this error, and you may get this error. It's not going to work anyway. I'm going to hit the escape key, alright? Remember what I said. You must paste this right here to save this material. Now we're good to go. We'll do one here, one here. We're going to go into the next step. Okay, I'm at p3d.in, okay? And we're going to be applying that reflection map on this chest piece and see if we can't get this to match up perfect like we see here as we do in ZBrush. Now to edit your stuff, you need to have an account. They have a free account. I have the Plus account, and hopefully one day I could get the premium account, okay? Because I like messing with materials. It's really fun. But anyway, to edit this, you have to log in. So if you're on my website or to this P3D where I got, I'm hosting at, what you see over here on the right, since I'm logged in, I got some more options. So basically, if I come over here, for this material that you see here, this is the sphere. Alright, when I select it right here, if I click it, it's going to let me apply different materials. Some of these on the top that I had made, some of these at the bottom other people had made. I want to find that sphere that we did in ZBrush. We're going to locate the easy reflection map folder, and there's where I made that mistake right here, so we're going to ignore that. And we're going to go ahead and find the one with a black background on it. Okay, you can try different ones, but it's up to you. You select here. See, these got the black background, just the sphere itself, and we'll press open. All right. Now you can adjust the brightness, make it brighter or darker, which is really cool. So if we open up ZBrush and we select right here, we basically got the same exact thing. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Exact same thing, okay? The material applied just right. And like I said, what's cool about this, even if I have a flat image, press new shader, you notice I got some of these are like, remember I was talking about the plane not have no reflectivity to it because it's flat, and these are that tangent. You can still use these. If I select here, it's still going to try making a sphere out of it over here. Alright, and then I'm going to get a different look to it, which is also cool. I think these actually sometimes give a better look than most. Okay, it's not like the sphere is too spherical, and it kind of bowls out at you. This is kind of, I think this one's probably one of my better ones, and you've probably never seen a reflection map like this. Okay, so basically that's how that works. You can try different ones, and this website is fun, and you can share your stuff with people and all kinds of cool stuff. So let me go back on ZBrush here, and these maps here are what they call the HDR maps. They're environmental maps, okay? Basically, they're like reflection maps. Let's say this was, sitting out in front of this building, and this was just chrome right here, or a car, let's say. Well, this building is reflecting over on the car. It's kind of like having the environment built into the material itself, okay, rather than the environment reflect. I don't need it. Basically what I'm saying is I don't need an environment in the scene to have the reflection, which makes it even better. Okay, and here's just a little tip that you can do since I created that new texture there. We'll just go ahead and go to texture right here. Of course, we'll have to locate that folder again. And I'm just going to load in these 3 that I made, okay? Last 3 I made. And we can also use these on here also. All right. So if I select here, we'll start with this last one right here and apply it. Then you can kind of see how that works there. We'll go to the next one. We'll select the darker one. And we'll do something like that. And I like that one. That one's kind of cool too. And I promise you, you will be here all day, have nothing but pure fun. And I'm going to go on the next step, and then we're going to start multiplying these. Okay, after a while, let's say for some reason, you know, you will have fun, and eventually that'll come to a, you know, a little slow halt. But this, I've always been interested in materials, so I'm always fascinated with it. And you can come up with stuff that's never seen before. So we're going to go ahead and go in the next step. But anyway, pause in the video. Be right back. Alright, in this next step I'm going to show you how to make a bunch of them at once. And I'm going to be giving you a brief overview. So basically I'm in the Easy Reflection Mask folder. I took all these images and I copied them and I pasted them in here. Once they were in here, anything that just had a black background in the sphere, like this one here, and this one here, and this one here, they were all deleted. The reason why is because what I'm getting ready to do, it will cause them to get duplicated, alright? And I might have 2 of the same materials that look the same. So without even really explaining, let me just show you really quick. I'm using it's called in Pixel Studio, the photo studio. Okay, you can use other kind of softwares to do this, so you're not limited. What I like about this software is kind of like special effects. Okay, you click something, bam, you know, it updates, and you select anything you want. But another thing, the most important thing that I like about this, it lets me edit anything that I like, and I can add that as a preset. So basically I can do any kind of changes and make some wild looking thing, and I add it as a preset. And it's one of these are called presets, so I can make my own presets. So instead of me going through each one of these and selecting them, basically what I can do is once I have one selected and I have, you know, a preset applied, as you can see right here, the effect is applied. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to call batch processing right here. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and click here, shift click here, and I'm going to add them. Alright, anything that's in here is going to have that preset applied to it. I don't want it in the original folder. I'm going to browse to that folder, and one more new right here. We'll put them in there. That's where it's going to go. These are PNGs. We're leaving it PNGs. We're not going to go over none of this stuff here. We definitely want to go PNG. Definitely want to go the original size. We don't want to lose anything here. Press export. Now keep in mind, like I said, this software, there's other softwares that can do this. Now, one of them, Photoshop has one. It's called Action Scripts. they're kind of like what they call macros, if you know what a macro is, action script is, and applies the material to each one. But then you got to do them one at a time. But another thing they got is called a droplet, where you just drop the whole folder onto the droplet, and it repeats the macro, so it does everything at one time. So with that said, let's go back to that folder, and my material was white. There's right here is the ones that I've been altering in it, and you can see something like that. I get a different effect. So we're going to go to the next step. Okay, I have this loaded up in Affinity Photo. This is extremely, I'm talking identical to Photoshop. I mean, this is sweet. It's like $50-some. It's a one-time payment. There's no monthly charge, yearly charge. And everybody's turning from Photoshop to this. This is, never heard of it, you gotta try it. It's called Affinity Photo. I'm not a big Photoshop man, but I tell you what, it comes in handy every now and then. And today it will come in handy. What I did was I created a macro, okay? And I'm not gonna explain how I made it, but here's the image, and I want to create these to all spheres. So basically I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go full detail on this part, but this is going to give you an idea. Anybody with a good background should understand this. This is called a macro, and Photoshop is called an action script. So I'll click this here. As you can see, now I have a sphere and my background is black. Well, instead of doing one at a time, what we'll do here is we're going to come down here, and then we're going to do batch process job. We're going to go ahead here and load all these images in. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to overwrite these, okay? And the thing is, let's save an original folder, because I want all black background. Alright. By default, this is called Affinity Photo extension. We don't want to use that. We want to stay with the PNG. Alright, that's cool there. Always want PNG. And by default, for the macro, it says, alright, let's see if we can get this thing down here. Oh, it's right here, I think, about 512. And then we're going to press apply. Alright, so it's going to overwrite all these, do the macro, then we're going to be done. Let's see here, press apply, I think I did, and press OK. And it was just that quick. Was that quick or what? As you can see here, here's the photo, or the folder that these are all in. Now I have different spheres, and now they have black backgrounds. Right click, view, let's go extra large so you can kind of see that. Here's one that looked kind of duplicated. That's probably the first one I tried doing it, but the rest of them look a little different. So that's how to remove the background. And when you have a bunch of these, like I said, I just did a couple of these. So basically I could probably pump out 100 of these pretty dang quick. Okay, you can do them one time in ZBrush, which is still fun. If you're into, you know, you like making a lot of them, then you can go this route. Alright, I think this is fairly close to the end, and I think like I said, there's going to be a link below the video, and let me go back to that website really quick. Right here. I'm going to have a link below the video in here. Okay, now we just did just that chest piece, and we're only the only way that we could apply material to it is only one material per object. This one here, this one has different materials applied to it. Okay, so keep that in mind. And if you want to know how this is done, there's a link. I'm going to put it below the video anyway. This will take you to the YouTube channel, and when you're in ZBrush and you got a, let's say, a trombone that's got polygroups that can be group split, then you can import it into the p3d.in, and I can apply, you know, like the chrome here, the brass here. Without doing it that way, it's kind of difficult, but it's a pretty easy one-step deal in ZBrush. Then you can import it and display your own model on the web. But anyway, thank you very much.